This week we are going to develop the double strikes, and in this first shot we can see Roland showing the simple double knee. As with all double strikes, there are many reasons as to how and why. It's not just for the sake of it. Everything we develop has a reason, otherwise we wouldn't waste our precious time working on something if it didn't give us an answer. You look how simple the development process can be. It's all about how we approach things mentally. For example, we are not learning how to do a knee from Muay Thai. We're learning how to use the knee, that's all. What drives how we develop each weapon? Well, if you think about it, it depends on what our objectives are. In its technical form, the diagonal knee looks pretty similar to the direct knee, but clearly has different potentials, as again, if it had nothing to offer, we wouldn't be bothered with it. As we will discover in time, each of the basic weapons that we study all have a great deal more to offer than is first apparent. This is the cool part, finding applications that other people can't see at first glance. Okay, in this shot, Roland combines the two knee attacks. This is the same principle as combining any other weapons that we've learned previously, but the key is how well we can transit and connect. If we don't have the ability to connect the weapons together, then we're going to struggle with the application side of things. And as always, it is the development of the mechanics during the technical side of our study that will enable us to connect the weapons effectively. Okay, this is a cool application of the knee. Roland shows a simple way in which this can be trained with the focus pads. At present, this particular application of the Roddy Picker is aimed at attacking somebody that's down on the ground. Obviously, there are many more extremely interesting applications of the Pensa Roddy Picker, but this is just one of them, and a very effective one. Now let's take a quick look as Roland adds the punching simultaneously. If the mechanic for the Roddy Picker is good, then any other weapon that we decide to add will connect itself very nicely. Can you see what's different in this clip? Roland now uses our simple climbing combination process. In the first shot, we saw Roland use the alternate punch. Now he uses the punch and elbow combination. Now in this shot, he combines the alternate punch and kick. As we can clearly see, there are thousands of ways to develop everything that we touch, and it's our job to investigate and develop these further. Now Roland starts working the technical developments with Ruben. Notice how Roland automatically carries the kick, Pence attack, highline trapping, and finally the Roddy Picker. Obviously we can connect with the lead kick or the rear kick, and you can mix and match any of the kicks we've trained so far. Plus notice how Roland can attack either leg, as Ruben's initial reaction to the kick and Pence attack will dictate which leg Roland destroys. The diagonal knee at this present time operates quite similar to that of the direct knee. It just means that we develop our ability to respond with varying angles at this moment in time. Simple, yet if we don't train it, then we will pay a big price later. You look at how effective the simple Garaqueo can be at redirecting the body. Now we can see how each simple movement, when connected with the next, really starts building a network of movement. Combining the two knee attacks is like combining the jab and the uppercut. One angle, if it connects well, will consequently expose another line of attack. When we really start to understand how to drive the body and what action creates specific reactions, then we're starting to do okay. Now we can start to see and appreciate why the Garacuello has the ability to take somebody to the ground. And when we can actually connect simple weapons together, then they become 10 times more effective. By inserting the simple knee in attack before the takedown helps destroy the mind as well as the body, plus gives us a lot more potential options. And again, you look how Roland mixes the Roddy Picker at the end with a simple punch, punch elbow or punch kick combination. Okay, let's watch Roland mixing it all together. What can we see? Pensador, pensa patada, puño, pensa tac, Garacuello, pensa rodilla, takedown, Roddy Picker cambiada, pensa codo, mono escala. We've actually got quite a lot of things kicking off now, but be careful not to lift the tempo too much at this stage, especially if it's at the sacrifice of good clean mechanics. Remember, this is still development. It's where we try to perfect our form and catch a little rhythm, so don't get carried away yet. It's a proven fact that young children have a learning capacity second to none. Unfortunately, adults are not so fortunate. If we want to learn anything new, then we need to study hard and pay great attention to what we're doing, and even then it's still difficult. Basically, if we don't make a real concerted effort to step into the unknown or put ourselves in a place not familiar with what we already know, then how can we expect to discover new things? You look how the step-by-step process is the key to achievement. There are no magical ways to get what we want. And in the same vein, if we expect our abilities to grow without effort, then we will be greatly disappointed. Passion, dedication and discipline are all essential ingredients that we need if we are to succeed in any part of our life. If we watch carefully, we can see that Roland is making the most of the work. But notice how Ruben is inserting a counter beat. It's only one beat and in the same place every time at present, but obviously we can insert a counter beat any place, any time. Only we need to understand what the answers are before we really open the door to total free play. Hopefully, we are starting to have a great value and appreciation for how much work goes into developing what many people consider to be easy. This is one problem that we have encountered across the years when investigating other arts and mindsets. I think the catchphrase that has stuck with us over the years, and that's just because we've heard it so many times in the past, is this: yeah, it's a bit like what we do. The reason people say things like this is because they really think they know everything. This kind of person finds it almost impossible to learn, as they are unwilling to stop, look and listen. Clearly this is the consequence of an inflated ego. Many years ago, back in the early 90s, I used to be a VIP personal trainer. All my clients were high-profile businessmen, and the one amazing thing that I absorbed from being around these kind of people on a daily basis was their incredible thirst for knowledge and to understand how things worked. They would always listen very carefully, think and then ask why. A good businessman will always listen carefully to see what's on offer. He knows that things are constantly moving and he needs to pay big attention if he wants to stay ahead of the game. Inflated egos act like a blindfold. You can't see anything, even if it's looking you straight in the face. So let's keep our learning healthy. Stop, look, listen and digest, and then finally take action. The one opponent exercise is the one-stop prep station, as we like to call it, before we throw ourselves and all the work we are trying to apply into the melting pot, as it were. In this predator exercise, you look how the Garaqueo is used to redirect the opponent. It also touches the subject of the human shield, only we don't open this door at the present moment, but it's a natural consequence of redirecting an opponent, therefore a subject of study for us in later classes. Another thing that we should have acknowledged for ourselves by now is the true value of the pensador in a multi-opponent situation. It's just not possible to keep the hands low as we receive heavy attacks to the head way too often. And hopefully now we can really understand that the pensador is not a new technique but a true evolution of instinct. So now if somebody asks you, what is the pensador, or questions its validity, stick them in the middle of two guys with focus pads. You know the exercise by now. And just watch how long it takes for the guy in the middle to make the pensador. Not very long. The best bit is, he won't even know that he's doing it. And only if you show him the replay on the video will he actually believe you. Again, in this predator, you look how important the simple grab is, and what a vitally important area of study this is. It's a great weapon because we have done this instinctively since birth. So once again, it just makes total sense for us to study and develop a greater ability with something that we will already do instinctively. We have arrived at the last exercise of this class again, so let's watch Roland working through the predator from sitting. As we can see very clearly now, catching the ability to operate effectively in each level isn't just cool, it's essential, as without this ability there will be a massive part of the equation missing. standing, kneeling, sitting and laying, which is an area we will study very shortly, all exist. Therefore it's not even debatable whether we need to study them or not. If you watch carefully, you will see that there are a multitude of hidden attacks in there, only they're not being shown right now, as this is the yellow grade and not the black grade. You may find many of those hidden attacks yourself if you're training hard, and there are hundreds of them all just sat there waiting to be discovered. The best bit, this is only the beginning and we're only just getting started. If you're enjoying the training in the yellow belt, then the future will expose many more amazing developments, most of which have never been seen before.